Hey there, Internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of Wrestling Wednesday, and I definitely didn't realize Fastlane was so quickly upon us. I thought we had like another week or so before I was going to have to make those predictions, but when they started mentioning it in the John Cena segments as like this Sunday, I was like, oh crap, I guess I've got to like change my plans around and actually remember to watch a pay-per-view this weekend. So here are my predictions for the matches as of tonight that are sitting on the card. As always, if they throw on anything, day of or something like that, I'll try and add those predictions to my Twitter kind of list the day of this Sunday. But here's what they have so far. Up first, I have Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmella. I really don't know which way to go here. I guess I'm going to predict Natalya and Carmella picking up the victory, perhaps through some nefarious means, just because Becky won over Carmella this week on the show, so I figure we'll get a heel victory on Sunday. So Natalya and Carmella are my predictions for this bout. Up next, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. There's no way Rusev wins, right? Because you've got Nakamura. They're going to keep the momentum on him going into WrestleMania, you would think. So I figure there's no real harm in him losing here. It's not like he loses his number one contendership shot. But I feel like they're just like listening to all the Rusev Day chants and saying, haha, that's nice. We're not doing anything with him, so suck it, audience. He's basically like a new Yes Movement kind of thing, and they're just saying, yeah, we fell for that once. We don't care. You're going to buy the Rusev Day merch anyway. Then we have the United States Championship between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. And since it seems like we're pretty much gearing up for Roode versus Orton versus Jinder Mahal as like a triple threat at WrestleMania, I imagine we're going to get some kind of interference from him here. I think you'll have Roode retain the title because they're going to go all out for his glorious entrance at WrestleMania. But it'll probably be from a DQ finish with Jinder interfering. So I think I'm going to give Orton the win on a technicality for the point in the predictions, but Roode's most likely going to retain from a DQ interference or something like that. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, you have Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott. And I guess they've really been setting this one up with Charlotte going through the Riott Squad and Ruby Riott also going through Charlotte's allies. But it still seems like this was really rushed and they just really didn't care about the actual against Charlotte versus Ruby until we had like a little bit of a promo segment this week. I think, again, just like with Roode, I think you'll have a Flair victory despite probably some meddling from the Riott Squad because they're, again, going to want a very flashy Charlotte Flair entrance like they had at last year's WrestleMania. I think they'll continue that again this year. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships, you have the Usos versus the New Day, and the feud between these two teams led to some of my favorite matches last year, so I think we're destined for a great bout between the two of them at WrestleMania, perhaps throwing in the Bludgeon Brothers for good measure. I think I'm going to predict New Day taking this one, with the Usos getting their rematch at the Show of Shows next month, and finally breaking their, not appearing on WrestleMania streak. Then lastly, we have everybody in the goddamn WWE Championship match. AJ Styles versus John Cena versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. And I hate that with the year that the WWE has had, this could really go any which way. I initially would write off Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler right off the bat, but then I have to think, well, you kept the damn title on Jinder for half the year, so dumber things have happened. So I don't think they'll do that again, though, so I kind of write those two off. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens seem to be basically gearing up for their own WrestleMania match against each other, which will be a nice kind of feather in the hat on their 15-plus years together in the industry, kind of their career, having that, like, their WrestleMania moment. That'll be nice. So really it comes down to John Cena versus AJ Styles for me, and then it becomes like a political thing. Okay, does Vince have enough faith in Styles versus Nakamura as like a draw in and of itself, or is he going to do what basically John Cena proposed and basically make it a triple threat between the two of them and John Cena, and give Cena the win here, perhaps, the rumored Cena versus Undertaker match, falls through or just isn't feasible. That's how you keep Cena on the card. Ultimately, though, I'm going to give it to Styles. I think he'll, defy the odds and come out on top, because I feel like if they were going to put the belt back on Cena, they would have done a better job of building it up, as they've made such a big deal of him and Ric Flair tying the 16-time championship holder streak, that they would do a better job of building him up to his journey to break it, instead of the story here being he just wants his WrestleMania match. His road to WrestleMania thing. So I feel like because that's kind of the way they've been booking it and building it, I think you'll see Styles win, perhaps with lights go out, gong, and Cena gets distracted by, even if The Undertaker doesn't show, he's distracted by the theatricality of it, and Styles ends up walking away with the win. It sets up the Cena versus Undertaker match, which you have to do with the thing a month away, effectively, if it's happening. And I don't want it to happen, but the rumors seem to be too persistent for it not to be happening. So yeah, I'm gonna say Styles walks away with the win here. So those are my predictions for this weekend's Fastlane. Let me know what your predictions are in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.